Can everybody hear me?
I think they were just saying they couldn't hear before, so I think
okay.
we're good. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so we'll just get started right away by introducing the ECHO team. We have Dr. Robbie, who is not able to join us today, but she is our medical officer and family practice physician here at NACC. And we miss her, but she couldn't be here today. But Nikki, did you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Nikki Jardina. I'm a public health nurse and the syndemic nursing supervisor at NACC and part of this ECHO team.
Thank you. And I'm Lindsay King-Cooney. I'm the harm reduction program supervisor, and I also facilitate this ECHO. So thank you for being here. We'll get started just with some announcements, and then I'm going to hand it over to our lovely speakers for today. I'm just going to share my screen. All right, can everybody see that? Perfect. Okay, so welcome again. This is the Midwest Tribal ECHO Opioid Use Disorder Education and Treatment Series. We are so honored to have Ashlee Jallen, our Traditional Healing Program Director, and Tiana Spotted Thunder, our Traditional Healing Senior Coordinator at NACC, talk to us about their program today. A little bit about NACC, if you're not familiar. We are an FQHC that was established in 2003. We're located in the heart of the urban Indigenous community on Franklin Avenue, and this is just a list of all of the services that we provide. We have our website that we've just updated at the bottom, so feel free to visit that if you wanted to learn more about us. This is a list of current open positions at NACC. So if you'd like to read more about those positions, or if you have people in mind, go to the website at the bottom and you can read more in the job section about what's available. Some session guidelines, please note protected health information. If you are willing and able to turn your cameras on, we'd love to see faces, so please do so. And then if you can just let me know who you are in the chat function, I can send information out to the group. This is a list of other ECHOs that cover similar topics on opioid use disorder and infectious disease. I'm happy to send more information if you have questions on other ECHOs to visit. And then just a quick announcements. Our next session will be in a couple of weeks. It'll be August 6th. So we do meet the first and third Wednesday of every month at noon. And I will let everyone know as soon as we confirm that next presentation. And then finally, for me, case presentations, so they make for great discussion. If you have any examples or suggestions of a case presentation, I have my email address on this slide, so feel free to email me with that. And I think that's it for me. So I'm going to hand it over to Ashlee and Tiana. Welcome and thank you for being here.
All right, well, miigwech, everyone. All right, we good. Okay.
Are you?
Do you want me?
Well, I think we're good now. Yeah. We'll all just use
okay,
this.
just use
Yes.
Sorry, I'm like, this has been a while for tech for me with Zoom. So we're a Teams organization, so just getting used to that. Well, bonjour everyone. My name is Ashlee. I'm a citizen of the Red Lake Nation, and I am the Traditional Healing Director here at NACC.
Sorry, you guys don't need to unmute. This mic pick up everything.
Cool. Yeah, and I come from the Oglala Lakota people and enrolled in the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation and the Traditional Healing Senior Coordinator. So I'm very happy to be here. Iyokpia wahi ikshto daya yahipi. It's good that you're all here today.
So a little bit about our team, who we are. You just met me and Tiana. We also have Jackie Perez, who's our spiritual care coordinator. We'll talk a little bit about her services later in this slide. We also have Mizaway Jallen, who's our traditional tobacco coordinator, and we'll also talk about some of the stuff that he's doing with the organization. And I love that we have open positions, because we have a brand new open position for our team as well that wasn't linked, but it should be on our website, I think later today. So we do have an open position for a community engagement coordinator. So if any of this stuff sounds interesting to you guys, or if you know someone that might be a good fit for the team, please send them my way. We would definitely love to have some applicants for this position.
With our traditional healing department, we do provide some traditional medicines for patients to have access to regularly within the clinic, which is cedar, sweetgrass, sage, and tobacco. And every department has accessibility to these medicines, and we refill them pretty much weekly for those who are in need, or for those who need to smudge at the clinic. We are able to provide that service as well, and providers can also help with patients to smudge and things like that. And we also do provide alternative remedies such as teas and other herbs, so that way they can choose that holistic route if needed. Of course, we do recommend the medical treatment, but supplementary to that, we do have herbal teas and natural medicines to provide as well.
So holistic healing services, as I mentioned, this is one of the offerings that Jackie provides our clinic. So these are services that can be scheduled through our behavioral health clinic. And these include Reiki, grounding, therapeutic touch, soft belly breathing, plant medicine, sound therapy. Right now, Jackie's not doing brain spotting, but some of our behavioral health providers do provide brain spotting to clients. But all the holistic healing services that we offer at NACC are free of charge to our clients. We do not bill through insurance or anything for these services, but so they can connect through behavioral health if they are interested, and schedule an appointment with Jackie.
So we have 2 ceremonies monthly, and that is the cedar healing ceremony, and that will be for all of community. And we also have the full moon ceremony for women and young girls. We have an average of about 62 participants coming for the monthly cedar ceremony. And we have, specialized people to help perform this ceremony that we have come in and help us. And we also do have like a lot of staff that on our team that help put this together, and community also comes together to make the ceremony happen. So we're really happy to have this ceremony available for our Southside community and those who want to travel in to participate as well. And the full moon ceremony, we have a wonderful lady that comes in, Shoshana. She does the ceremony every month for us, and does womanhood teachings, and does share good words and resources for women and girls in the community when we have this monthly ceremony. And it is a very, very healing ceremony for our women as well. So really happy to take part in this myself, and just a lot of testimony from those who attend that they feel good every time they come, and we have our regulars that come, but we also do have an influx of newcomers as we keep advocating for these ceremonies to the communities and the people that we serve. And then for every solstice and equinox, we do make prayers and offerings as well as a team and staff. And one of our more popular ones is the one that we came together for as a whole clinic team. All of our staff made prayers for our new building construction that's happening right now. So, we all came together and made prayers for that last time.
So workshop, I think we're missing a slide. The doula slide. So we might be missing a slide, so I'm gonna freestyle it real quick. So one of the other things that Jackie provides for the clinic is she's half-time in medical and half-time in behavioral health. So through behavioral health, she offers her holistic healing services. But on the other side, she is working in medical as our doula and as a resource for young mothers or just any mothers that are coming into the clinic to provide resources for them, doula resources as well as traditional healing resources. We have two partnerships. So we have the Ninde doula, which is doulas, which are through Division of Indian Work. And then we also have Everyday Miracles as partners. So if Jackie's not actually able to be their doula, she's making that actual connection with people coming into our clinic to those resources, and they provide a bunch of really great resources for those families. And so that's the other part that we do, is we do offer doula and maternal child health resources as well. And then workshops. So we first received our first traditional healing grant in 2019. We had a bunch of really great ideas that we were going to do in person and had written out this really great grant, and then 2020 hit. And because of that, we had to really pivot and think creatively of how are we going to do all these workshops that we had planned when we can't gather in spaces anymore. And one of the things that we got creative about is creating kits that people could pick up, and that we were able to do some virtual on Zoom at the time workshops. And so that actually ended up working out really well because we were able to record, post them on our YouTube page, and then it broadened our audience to even more people that were able to access those workshops and learn about traditional medicines. We also do in-person traditional healing workshops as well. We focus primarily on traditional medicines, foods, creating items for ceremony like rattles and drums, regalia making such as ribbon skirts, ribbon shirts, and also baby items. So we just recently did a moss bag workshop. So that kind of goes into what we offer in maternal child health is workshops around cradle boards, moss bags, things for baby's first gifts. And as mentioned, any of our previous workshops that we've recorded or that we got permission to record can be found on NACC's YouTube, which is also where you can find these echoes.
So I have been a part of 2 retreats so far, 2 women's retreats. We do have women's retreats and men's camps and retreats as well. I'm really grateful to have taken part in these and been part of planning for, one of them. And the winter retreat that we had for the women, we did so many amazing workshops and sessions, and just had a lot of educational.
So I can definitely get in touch with Nick about this.
Sorry about that. And including one fun one was the Anishinaabe storytelling with Hope Flanagan. We had a couple of ceremonies. We had some workshops to make medicine pouches. And in our summer session, we had a traditional food demonstration. We had the hand drum making, which is the one that we have in this photo right here. Here's us with our finished drums. And also I was able to contribute by doing a song and hand game workshop, which was really fun as well. So all in all, I would say that these men camps and the women's retreats are very healing, and they connect us to nature and kind of get us in an element of I guess you would say emotional regulation, spiritual healing, and things like that. So, overall, very, very healing for not only the participants, for all of us that staff that attend as well. So we're all able to benefit.
So other programs that we offer, like I mentioned, Mizaway is our traditional tobacco coordinator. And one of the things that when he came into this role was, well, one, to be in charge of our plant medicines that we grow around the clinic. We do grow the 4 medicines that we use within the clinic. Also, we grow it around the clinic. But then we started thinking about ways to create indigenous quick kits. And one of the first things we did was we met with the American Indian Cancer Foundation, and they were able to provide us with a lot of examples of what other folks were doing with their quick kits, and how we could make them more traditional and more centered towards our clients. And so we came together, and one of the really cool things that we initially did was Mizaway oversees our drum group that we offer every Thursday here at the clinic. And his dad was able to come in and give us a teaching around traditional birch bark scrolls and our relationship to all the symbols that you see on the back of this t-shirt here. And so as a team, we created a birch bark scroll, and out of that, we used the image of the tobacco plant as part of our symbol or our logo for these quick kits. And from there, we started thinking about what would be good items to have in a quick kit. And so the first round of quick kits that we created it was winter time. So we had beanies, a t-shirt, just to remind folks of like what a birch bark scroll is, but also like our relationship to the tobacco and going back to that traditional practice traditional relationship that we had with tobacco. We also included things like fidget for when you have those cravings and just need to do something with your hands. We had maple sugar candies, which I loved as a kid, but also help with cravings. And I know a lot of people use gum or suckers, but we felt like maple sugar candy was like just a more indigenous way to offer for that. And then we were fortunate enough to have a booklet that Natives created, which was an information guide on different medicines and plants that you can use in a non-traditional tobacco mixture. So it doesn't actually include tobacco in it, but it's plants that you can smoke that are actually okay and safer for you to use on your lungs. And so we included that in the kit along with it's in this picture, it's a Sacred Eagle blend. So in that blend, there's no actual tobacco. It's different medicines like mullein, mint, things that you can smoke that are non-addictive and also okay for your lungs. And so we encourage people, like if they wanted to smoke with it, that's okay. Or if they're pipe carriers or anything like that, where they did actually have to smoke because of ceremony, they could use that blend. But we also encourage people, we left little notes in these quick kits. And one of the things we encourage people to do was instead of going out for a smoke break, take that tobacco out or take this blend out and go offer a prayer or meditate. Instead of using that as a smoke break time, use that as a meditation time or giving back time. And so just creating a new relationship with tobacco was our purpose with the quit kits. And they've been really popular. We haven't rolled out a summer quit kit yet. Actually, next week we are going to go harvest swamp tea. that we hope to put in the new kits. And because our elders have told us that swamp tea is actually really helpful with folks who have nicotine cravings. So we're really excited to roll out some summer quick kits. We're hoping, our goal is by September to get those rolled out within the clinic. And the way that we rolled them out is that when providers met with patients, if they identified that they are smokers, they gave them a quick kit and encouraged them to utilize these kits to begin their journey to quit smoking. Oh, can you go back? Sorry, Tiana has.
So weekly, I've been going to visit elders at Bindegain. It's a elderly, I guess you say apartment complex. It's really fun to go with our interns over and do different activities with them. The more recent activity we've done is that since the medicines that grow in their garden are ready to harvest, then we harvest medicines together. And I would say that was really beneficial to the elders that came because they took it as a learning opportunity. I learned so much just by visiting with them, but that day they were able to learn from us. So my intern is very handy with the traditional tobacco plant. So she was talking to the elders about the traditional tobacco that's growing in the garden. And then we both harvested sweetgrass and sage, and we bundled it up and braided it together, and we just had good conversation, and it was really awesome. I think we'll continue to do that over the next few weeks as the summer goes by. So that way they'll have medicines of their own to keep. And they know how to gather it themselves if they wanted to do that too. So we're really happy about that.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about barriers to the work that we're doing. I think one of the bigger barriers is just balancing the westernized work with traditional healing work. And I think Tiana gave an example earlier of just like when folks are interested in using tea blends or just traditional medicines like bare root to help with pain management. We always have to be careful that they're still taking their medication and that there's not drug interactions that can happen with using both. And so it is, making sure we're in constant communication, making sure they have the resources they need to make the decision for themselves. And so it is, but we're really lucky at NACC. Our providers and the folks we work with are always open to how we can collaborate more within the clinic to provide that holistic care for our clients. So yeah, it's just all about communication and making sure, we're learning as we go. And so that's like one of those things of learning that balance. Another thing for us is having space for ceremony and workshops. As we mentioned, we offer full moon ceremony and cedar ceremony. Right now, we do not host either of those ceremonies on site. And so we do rely on community partners. We're really thankful. Little Earth offers us their gym for full moon ceremony every month. And Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center offers a space for us to do cedar ceremony every month. We're really thankful for them for that. But it does, if you forget one thing, then you're like, oh my God, is the clinic locked? Is the alarm on? Like, because we do these ceremonies at night. And so we have to really be on it as far as like not forgetting anything. And I think what we're really excited about is that with the new building that we're creating, it was very thoughtful and intentional that we have a space to be able to do these ceremonies when that new clinic is built. And so we're really excited for that because that has been an ongoing barrier for us to be able to provide ceremony and workshops. And we're really excited for that. So we have one more year and then we'll be able to do it in-house. And I used to have flexible funding as a barrier, but with recent events and changes in administrations and stuff like that, funding itself has been a challenge. And And I think it still is flexible funding. So like being able to buy food is such a big thing for us, especially around ceremony. And I was just having a conversation right before I had this presentation or with some other folks about like how important it is that you have food available at events and things like that. But often grants do not allow you to buy food. And so that's something that we hope to change and hope to prove like why that is. And for a lot of Native folks, like when we're doing ceremony or workshops together, like food is such a centerpiece to that work. So hopefully in the future, you know, we're able to show like that is a big need for us. And then there's successes, which I like talking about a lot more. And so one of the main successes that I think is just so rewarding in this job and being able to see is helping individuals in their recovery, meeting people where they're at and seeing them flourish, taking some of the, you know, coming to ceremony, learning a new skill that might help them. And it's just really an honor to see folks from where they start to who they can become. And within that, it's also creating a community network. That's been a really amazing thing is just meeting people, like learning new skills from them, being able to trade with each other as far as like something I might know that they don't, and then something they know that I don't. And it's really just an honor to be able to create that community network. And then promoting healing in our community. So that kind of goes back to the other three, is that oh, I just saw the message. That's awesome. You know, just promoting that, you know, like bringing back that traditional knowledge and being a really open space, using harm reduction model, which I'm about to go into, which is that we're able to integrate into other departments at NACC. And that's been really awesome. And one of the coolest things is when I started here, I didn't have a lot of like actual knowledge around harm reduction. And I've really been honored to work with this team to integrate some of our knowledge with their knowledge and how we can help relatives and meet them where they're at. And so on the next slide, we're going to show a little video that we created together that is kind of like our new little marketing campaign around traditional healing and harm reduction.
All right, I'm gonna play this. Please let me know if the audience, if you can't hear it, or if you can hear it, just give a thumbs up. Okay, we'll give it a try.
Ever since the program, I've been able to stay sober. If it wasn't for NACC, I don't know where I'd be today.
Native American Community Clinic really embraces using cultural values and teachings. When you mix traditional healing and Western medicine, it really is about taking care of the whole person.
The world lacks of safe places, and harm reduction is one of those safe places that we need.
I don't believe addiction is defined by you're an addict, you're an alcoholic. That's not who you truly are. You're a beautiful divine spirit who's come to this world to live that human experience. This is your birthright. You're totally welcome to use these medicines to guide you and to help you.
All right. Well, here's our contact information. The Traditional Healing at NACChealthcare.org email goes out to all of us. And this is our team again. Yeah, thank you, Miigwech, everyone, for having us on. If there's any questions, throw them in the chat. Is that how it works?
Yeah. Is it okay if I send these slides and include the doula slide, which I'm not sure where that went to?
Yes.
I'm so sorry about
Yes.
that. I'm gonna just stop sharing so that we can see everybody. And then, yeah, if anyone has any comments or questions.
And I think there were some questions in the chat, maybe about,
Okay.
it looked like they were about, like if people could order supplies, like externally. Here, scroll down. Oh. So I think Crystal said, can you mail them? I would love to get some. Maybe talking about the quit kits, and then Julie said, love all these harm reduction items. Are they available for other programs to order / purchase to offer our clients and patients?
Got it. Right now, we would not have the capacity to do that because it's really popular in our clinic itself. And so we're just keeping up with the demand of the clinic, but I would be happy to send you where we got the items. If you want to use our logo, you're more than welcome to as well. I can definitely send you where we got all the items from. Just right now, I would say we have no way to keep it's very popular in our clinic. I know the harm reduction team gets a lot of the asks for them, which so, but I'm happy to share where we got them if people are interested in purchasing some for themselves, because I agree it's a really great resource.
Thanks so much. I can help send out those resources too. I can work with Ashlee and Tiana. There's another question from Casey. Do people have to be sober to come to ceremonies, the cedar, the full moon?
No, I mean, typically, from our point of view, ceremony is a time when you need ceremony, you need ceremony. We would never, discriminate against someone coming. We would ask that you don't actively come like high, or intoxicated to ceremony, but if you had used that day or anything, like, it's okay, because neither ceremony puts a lot of stress physically on you. Emotionally it can, right? So as long as you're in a good place, you feel like you can come to ceremony, want to come to ceremony, we encourage that, because that's where you find community, that's where you can find connection and a safe space. So I know there are certain ceremonies that they add, like sweat, for example. You probably would not want to use that day or anything, because that does take a lot out of you physically, and folks have to be cautious of medical emergencies, but no, you do not have to be sober to attend our ceremonies. We recognize that would be a major barrier to folks getting connected to community.
I was wondering if there's a good hub or resource that has a list of all the different ceremonies, like if our participants want to know, or is it kind of word of mouth?
It's a little bit word of mouth. There is a Facebook group called the Anishinaabe Urban Connection. Let me just double check that's actually the name. So let's see, the Anishinaabe Urban Cultural Connection is a good Facebook group to be a part of for local ceremonies. A lot of people use that as a place to post. Some other resources, obviously NACC's Facebook, we post when we have ceremony. Cedar ceremony is always going to be the first Thursday of every month. And then full moon is the one that changes, because we do it either on the full moon or within 2 days of the full moon. But other resources, American Indian Family Center is another good resource. They offer sweats. They also offer a full moon ceremony and a cedar ceremony usually on different dates. Sometimes our full moon's the same night, but they're a good organization for St. Paul. And right now it's hard to get across the river because 94 is under construction. So those are all good resources to have to connect. And that's usually what I use to get my information as well.
Got another question for you in the chat from Jessica. How is MOUD perceived in relation to traditional healing? Is it contradictory for some people?
So it's MOUD.
Oh, like MAT.
Oh, MAT. Okay, sure. Yeah. It's gonna vary from everyone. Like, everyone has their personal opinion on it. But the thing that I think a lot of people are realizing is, we are in a kind of a crisis with the opioid epidemic, and realizing that traditional values and traditional healing, like, our values are to help our relatives, right? Tiana just did a really amazing video. If you're you go on NACC's Instagram or Facebook on our story, she did a really amazing video about teachings around like traditional teachings around like we help each other in times of need. And so yes, you do see people that, you know, are still, you know, warming up to the idea of this. But we're really fortunate that we have elders in our community that understand that there is a really big need for cultural healing within IOP and MAT here at the clinic. And we're just really fortunate that they are coming here to bring their knowledge and share what they have to share. But we're just really fortunate that I think this community has really opened up to harm reduction, to MAT and things like that. And that we have a really great team that understands that too. And that, you know, the purpose of all this and the teachings, you know, for Ojibways, the 7 grandfather teachings are all around how our relationship to others and the importance of that. And, you know, we treat everyone as our relative, and that's a really important part of it. And we help our relatives when they're struggling. So do you have anything else on that?
I would say definitely do not want to cause harm to anybody who's in recovery by not providing them with what they would need to, you know, avoid DTs or any other kind of withdrawal symptoms. And so by providing this resource as well as our traditional way is a way to keep the spirit with that person while they're healing and doing their best to you know, cater to their own recovery. So we encourage that they want to do something like this for themselves and provide that safety for themselves, because you know, ingesting and taking in and getting, you know, high is very dangerous, and instead they're choosing to do something better, to come in, and they want this help and they need a safe space, they need solace, they need support, and we love to help them in any way like that. And just personally, you know, I've seen bad things happen from people coming off of illicit drugs and alcohol that in their withdrawal symptoms, and just to try to come to you know, that sober feeling, but they aren't. That's not safe to come off cold turkey like that. So, you know, having this resource is amazing. When I lived in South Dakota, they don't have this. They don't have these resources, and I've seen relatives of mine go through things personally, having you know, addictions and dependencies. So, you know, this is an amazing resource that should be shared everywhere. It should be available everywhere. So I'm really glad and grateful to have partnered with harm reduction to you know, talk about the good things that they do and what NACC does in our department as well.
Which, and I'll just add to just, yeah, it's just been really amazing. I've been here about 3 years and just seeing how deep the collaboration has grown between our 2 programs, and just going on outreach and being intentional about having the 2 programs come together. You know, we have our Monday HIV testing event where folks from traditional healing will come and they'll offer a smudge, or they'll come and table with resources and talk about traditional medicines and offer those. We'll come out on outreach together. It just really want to reiterate, yeah, to the community that we're all relatives. We're all here to help each other and to walk alongside, like Tiana and Ashlee said. And that's why I love the video that we work together on, just to really reiterate, yeah, harm reduction is traditional. And yeah, I'm really excited to keep the relationship growing together. And yeah, for the new building to be able to hold all of these events.
Yes.
Because I hear you on just, and also just want to shout out to all of our partnerships in the community who have been so welcoming and opening their doors to us, you know, like you said, Little Earth, MIWRC, so many more places where we're welcome to, you know, bring what we have to offer to that space. And yeah, hopefully in a year, we'll be able to do that in our own building. But in the, you know, during all of that, it's just really built like amazingly strong relationships with the community. So it's been a blessing in that way as well. But yeah. Does anyone have any other thoughts or questions? I see another, lots of thank yous and appreciation in the chat. Casey said, been so cool to seeing folks connect back to healing and cultural connections. All right, well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. On that finale, I will make sure to send all of the slides, all of the resources that Ashlee and Tiana mentioned for different items. And then I will also make sure to send the video that we showed you today, and then as well as Tiana's videos that were made. And yeah, beautiful things. So thank you for the claps and the love, and yeah, appreciate you all. Take care and have a good rest of your day.
Big Wedge.
Thank you.